Hello folks, L.A. Little here with TA Today, bringing you neoclassical technical analysis on a regular basis, giving you trading ideas, setups, and thoughts about where this market is and where it's going. Let's get into it. Hey, well, it's May 14th, about an hour before the market opens here, and we're going to look at uranium today. Now, the markets themselves continue higher. S&P over here, the SPY is up about 1/3%, just over the highs, which is all-time highs. They just knocked out another ABCD structure, so to me, they're at a point where they could pause. If we look at the NDX, which is the ETFs QQQ, just barely up, and the main reason for that is chips. This is the SMH, and I've got it on a 30-minute candle here. If you look at it, you know, the SMH has gotten almost to the top yesterday, right? But this morning is back down. And this is despite NVIDIA making another splash up 2% again today. That's on a 30-minute, but if I just throw it here just for giggles on a daily, you can see the takeoff, right? And this was a congestion area after a long run. Let's put it on 3 months so you can get a better feel. You know, so you get a breakout. This was the highs. Got over it, came back, tested, right? Retest regen, went up, and now setting new highs. So NVIDIA, being a $5 trillion company, is driving this market, and the SOX and the SMH are driving it as well. Now, if they can't make new highs, right, the only way you're going to get a setback of size is the failure to make new highs. And the reason for that is if you can't break the top, you're going to test the other side. That's just the way the markets work. It's always a testing process. So this is a big deal today. If we don't see the SOX and the SMH break out, I think you're going to see a setback on the NDX finally. How big, you know, we're not talking about large stuff here probably. We're talking about a setback. I mean, and it should. I mean, it's up 30+% since the lows off of just 6-7 weeks ago. Let's go to uranium. To do that, I'll pop over here. We'll pop down the uranium watch list and take a look and see what this looks like. Now, I have to tell you, I wasn't logged in yet, I guess. I have to tell you that I personally have been disappointed with uranium and how it's performing. I'm going to pull up the UUU, there it is, and let's take a look at it together. Now, I haven't looked at this today, so we'll just have to see how it looks together. Okay, so the first thing here is let's just see what the retest regions look like if we have any. And so it's back in testing again. Now, this is not ideal. You know, we'd popped out here, gotten over it, right? We'd failed this retest region already on this bar. That's not good. Then we pop out, trying to hold the second one. The fact that we had two makes it pretty ideal that it's going to hold. It went deeper than I thought. Pops up, right? Now it's drifting back in. That's not what you want to see. Good news, if there is good news, is it held yesterday. But you know, look, folks, this is actually pretty disappointing. There was a retest region here, bearish. Broke it out. That's good. That says sideways at worst, right? But now you're drifting back in and you're threatening another one down here. I just, you know, again, this is a mess of a chart. You get over the high, you break, you fail this retest region. So you can just see that this market is really struggling to do something. If I look at it from a classical, you know, one could argue this is like a cup and handle, but that's kind of dead in my mind at this point, given how far it's gone. Let's look at the retest region over here on the monthly, and it's doing a region there. So first thing I'd ask myself is, you know, where's worst case? You know, that to me says that it's not just sideways. 2025 on the long term. Short term or intermediate term, 2488. So if you get down into the 25 area, that's pretty worrisome. We're at 27, so that's another 10% down. That would be the take there. Now, if you look at the one on the U.S. markets, this one, it's giving you about the same story. everything looks just about the same. So this one's not, the variance is not that much. And so am I extremely excited? No. Am I kind of disappointed? Yes. There is a active ABCD structure here to take it to 1773. That would be under these lows. This needs to fail, right? If it doesn't, we got a real problem. Over here, we're not extended anywhere. We're sideways actually. And again, it's just a sloppy chart. It's just not doing anything. Now, can it take off? Yeah, it can. We know there's supply problems. You know, I don't talk about fundamentals much here. You can get that elsewhere. But there's supply problems that keep creeping up. The latest one being the bridge that got wiped out on the CCJ. If you look at CCJ's chart, not much reaction to it on the company itself. The company hasn't lowered guidance from what I've seen. So the other thing that's good here is you keep seeing long tails on it, right? They go up, they long tail. So people are buying this thing. You know, institutions, someone with some money is buying this thing. So CCJ, the main stock is holding. Let's look at the next one, NXE. This one also long tails, still looks fine up here. So the stocks themselves look pretty good. Let's look at the URNM, which is a broader measure of the stocks. Now this one just broke a swing point low. So that's a bearish retest region that just took place. Nothing strange there. It's doing a test here. This looks much more like the others that we've seen on the physical, in that it's doing a second test inside here, actually a third test. Second test. This one's coming back, potentially going to do a second test as well. So not great, right? Again, just sloppy. Let's look at the juniors. Very sloppy. This one's down and about to break a swing point high on a retest regen. You know, longer term things look good, and that's the problem with uranium in general. Longer term looks pretty good, still looks really good. Shorter term, sloppy. Something's keeping this down. You know, I can't tell you what, but something's definitely keeping it down. URA, again, long term great, intermediate term pretty good, short term weakness. URG. Now this one just popped out to a new high and immediately comes back on a bad, negative bar. So this one's going to test again. On the intermediate, was unable to get over the highs yet, and a little bit less strong on the monthly. Let's look at some of the smaller ones. Here's Glow. The Opportunities Fund this one's pretty strong. Now it's got a long way to go, given what it's doing, but this has built the base. You had this turn here, you've built the base, right? And you keep working higher. Next spot looks about $7 once it gets there. You've got a 615 target that's overdue, and a 621 and 630. So it looks to me like the 630 probably gets met pretty soon, which is another 5% or so. That one looks pretty good short term for a trade. How about Denison? Very sloppy, about to break again, like the junior chart we just looked at. Coming back in, looks good on the monthly, and the weekly still look pretty good. So I think the ideal here, or what I see, is that this chart is, not this chart, but these are struggling. They're struggling short term. Can they get some mojo pretty soon? Here's a nice one that's got some mojo going, another small cap. Nothing set on the ABCD structures. Getting a little extended here on the monthly, on the weekly. But again, the charts don't look bad if you look longer term. Short term, it's a mess. And until they digest whatever it is, get over whatever the problem is short term, it's just going to sit here and disappoint. It's going to pop up 2-3%. It's going to drop 2 or 3%. It's going to pop. You know what I mean? It's been doing this forever. If I go back to that SRF chart, 250, 270, I mean, this thing just can't get over it. It just keeps trying, just can't get over it. It gets beaten down every time. 21 is a cap. That's the key. You know, now that I come back to this, you bust over 21, you've got some action. That's the key number. Watch for that. That would tell you you need to jump back in if you haven't. You know, if you need more size, you get over 21, you're going to want to get back in this thing, either on a retrace, or if it keeps going, you're going to have to find your way back in. All right? That's what uranium looked like. Thanks for asking me to repeat it. If you want me to do other charts, you know, just let me know what you're looking at, and I'll put it on my agenda, and we'll take a look at it together. You have a great one. I'll see you next time. Take care.